How did Liverpool get a point from this game? I do not know. Newcastle were in the driving seat. Liverpool, for some reason, they just were not on par. Something is clearly wrong, and I can tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why Liverpool were so bad. And before I get into that, guys, like the video and share as well. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into it. Liverpool got a point from this game. It's not because of their brilliant play or anything creative or any of that. They got a point from this game because they got a penalty. And for me, I'm sorry, that's not a foul. That is not a foul. As a defender, where are you supposed to put your feet? Where are you supposed to? I watch Luis Hall put his feet down, right? And Munoz ran into him. It's not a foul. Munoz just basically Luis Hall's feet is down. Munoz just stepped across him, and then they blow a foul. But because if you want to know why I don't think it's a foul, because if the referee didn't give that a foul, the VAR will have not even said anything. For me, I don't think that was a foul. I don't care what anybody tell me. Yes, they gave it. They got a foul from that. They got a penalty. Fine. We're gonna live with that. But for me, I don't think it's a foul. Unfortunately, I do not think it's a foul. I think it's one of those fouls that you give because of pressure, and basically that's it. The players got into him, and that's it. But it's not a foul. You can clearly see how disappointed Luis Hall was. Like you can tell. I watched the game. I don't know what else he could have done. I don't know what else he could have done. He put his feet down, and then Munoz ran into him, kicked him on his knee, and then he got kneed, and then he fell, and it's a foul. For me, I don't think it's a foul. I think Newcastle were unlucky in this game. They were very unlucky with all the talk about Newcastle, and some people are even saying that they're going to relegate. Some people are even saying that the coach he's gonna be the first coach to get fired. I don't think so. I look at this Newcastle team; they were missing some players today. I gotta tell you, they were missing them. John Linton was not there today. I look at their squad. Nick Pope was not there. They're using a third string goalkeeper today. Luis Hall playing left back. Center back is Taro Botman, which I thought they were gonna be just like that. Then right back, they were not. They didn't have their right back either. Look at who's playing in the midfield for them. Miley, Strauss. I mean, I don't think any one of us have heard about Strauss except now. They have nobody in that midfield. They clearly need some signing. They clearly need some help. And I know they signed a player um, from Monaco, but he's not in his lineup. I don't know if he got injured. I don't know what happened. But you can clearly see that for some reason, Newcastle did not win this game today. Not because they were bad. It's because they don't have enough players. That's for one, for sure. And then secondly, they were unlucky on that penalty kicks. I think for me, that's not a penalty kick. That's not a foul. You don't give a foul for that. You don't. Okay, but for me, basically, I just look at this Newcastle team. They're gonna be fine. You got a point. You got a point against Liverpool. Liverpool is gonna be one of the best teams this season. Okay, they're gonna sign some players. They are gonna be able to bring in some more new signings, and then they're gonna be fine. So if you're able to get a point from them very early, I think as a Newcastle fan, if you're a Newcastle fan, you should be okay with it because with all the noise, with all the players you lost pretty much half of your team. Tanali is gone. Bruno Gomes is gone. Anthony Gordon is gone. The season before, you lost your coach. The entire coaching staff, everybody's gone. So the expectation for Newcastle, as for now, everybody think they're going to struggle. Everybody think they're just not going to make it. They're going to struggle to stay in the league, and they're going to get rid of their coach by December because they just don't think he's going to make it. But upon their performance today, I think Newcastle is fine. I think they play really well. You look at their whole lineup, they have players there. How is Bond? They have Wissa. They have Anthony Elanga. They're gonna bring in players. I think they're gonna bring in players. Okay. John Langton was not available as well today, so Nick Pope is not available. They're gonna be okay. I don't think they're gonna struggle at all. I think they're gonna be in the top half of the league this season. Okay. All the people that are saying they're gonna struggle, I think it's just the reaction. Because if you look at the team that Newcastle were a few seasons ago, they were competing for the league. They were in Champions League. Okay, they were winning league cups. But you look at this squad, it's it's apart. They just torn this squad apart. Everybody's probably the coach left. Everybody left. You got players there that were not even starting a couple of seasons ago. None of these guys were starting. None of these guys were starting. The only player that was playing in this Newcastle team 2 seasons ago when they were in Champions League was Botman. Other than that, nobody. Nobody was playing for them. Nobody in this current squad that they have was starting for them. Okay, they have players on injuries. They have players on injuries. It's not as if they are that bad. No, they are not that bad. They just lost few players, and pretty much they're just playing with what they have until they can bring in more players. So for me, the pressure was not on Newcastle today. Newcastle did not have anything to lose. They didn't, because I look at their squad. Alhaji Bamba, he came in, he played for 75 minutes. Fabian Schär, he's old now. He's not even supposed to be playing. I don't know what he's still doing there. Joe Willock came in and scored a goal, their second goal, just after he came in. So that's a good goal for him for sure. Jacob Ramsey, always on the bench. I mean, this not Walter Matter. They have players. They clearly have players. We just need to be patient with them. And for Liverpool, guys, I think Liverpool is going to need not just another signing, not just a center back, not just a right winger, not just a fullback. They need a couple of players for sure. And one of the areas they're going to have to address, I don't care what anybody say, it's that right wing. I know they have Ngomo playing over there today, but that's not his natural position. He was struggling there today. He was struggling. His rating was 5.6. They need help on the right side. Of course, and another huge issues that they're gonna have again is Cockers. The way Anthony Alanga run past Cockers, like he wasn't even there. And Milos Cockers, we gotta remember, he started ahead of Anthony Alanga. He was miles ahead of Anthony Alanga, and Alanga was still able to catch up with him, run past him, leave him behind with a distance. Okay, and he was able to score that goal, the first goal, like he was not even there. And this is a fullback that Liverpool is going to be playing in Champions League and league. That's just not going to happen, man. That they're going to need a fullback. They're going to need another left back. They're going to need another right back. Frimpong is not for me. Frimpong is a wing back. The time when Bayer Leverkusen dominated German league, Frimpong was not a right back. He was playing as a fullback. He was playing as a wing back. So playing Frimpong as a right back is a problem. The reason why I think playing Frimpong and Corkers as those fullbacks, as a left back and a right back, is because the way Andoni Areola is going to be playing. The way Areola is going to be playing, these guys are too slow. These guys are not going to be able to defend. Van Dijk is too slow. So what does that mean? There's going to be so much space. There's going to be so much space behind Liverpool to run. Just like what Elanga showed us. That's the issue Liverpool is going to have. You're going to have players that are going to be squeezing up the field. Liverpool is going to make sure, Areola is going to make sure everybody squeezes up the field. Why? Because that's just the way he plays. He wants 100% pressure. But if you put pressure up the field and you have defenders that cannot run, you have problems. You have a defender like Cockers that cannot run. He looks weak, not physical enough, too short, not too quick. Alenga is running past him. And then you have on the right side, you have a fullback on the right side, Frimpong, who for me is not really a defender. So you're going to have to find defenders. And then you have Van Dijk in the middle. He can't run anymore. Okay, so that means you cannot really push your lineup. That means what? That means you're going to be playing deep, especially against a lot of these teams in the Premier League, because they're going to exploit that, right? And then you go through the midfield. I'm sorry. For me, the way people complaining about Gravenberch and all of that kind of stuff, I don't think Gravenberch is the real issue. I don't think so. I look at this Liverpool team today. Gravenberch is not the real issue. He's clearly missing somebody next to him, which is not Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is not the 8. Somebody needs to move Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is really, really good, but Szoboszlai cannot play next to Gravenberch because, for me, both of them do the same job. Both of them can do the same job. Gravenberch is not like your number 6, like like your tackler. No, he's more like your game control. He controls the game. He wants to get on the ball. He's not going to be making tackles. That's not his job. Even when he was playing at Bayern Munich, part of the reason why Bayern Munich sold him to Liverpool because they couldn't find a natural position for him. They didn't want to play him as a 6. Why? Because he's not a tackler. They were playing Goretzka. They were playing other guys over there instead of him. So if Liverpool the way Ariola play, they're gonna say, "Oh, Gravenberch is gonna be the guy to play that six." They're gonna have problem. They're gonna have to figure out how they play McAllister, Gravenberch, and another number six. I think they're gonna have to find somebody else in that midfield and play Saboslai up the field a little bit. They struggle. They struggle in that midfield. The only thing that they did well today was Gravenberch playing that ball to Cody Gakpo. After that, they were weak. They were weak. And another thing I want to really talk about real quick is basically they were talking about selling Cody Gakpo or replacing Cody. If they are thinking about replacing Cody Gakpo with Bakola, maybe. But I'm gonna say this right now. Cody Gakpo has been one of Liverpool's best players for the past few seasons. Yes, usually you don't get end products from him. Usually you don't get enough from him. You say that, but for me, the passion he has, the drive, he can shoot, he can pass, he can run, he walks hard off the ball. He does all the little things right. Yes, he doesn't score enough goals. Yes, he's usually not in the right position. Look at where he got that shot from today. How many players in that team, other than Saboslai, that is able to take that shot from where Cody Gakpo got that shot from? How many players? I don't see too many players in that Liverpool squad that is going to be able to get shot off. And one of Cody Gakpo's quality, I'm not even going to talk about stacks. I'm not here to talk about stacks. I'm not going to pull none of that up. Well, all I want to talk about is how many players in that Liverpool current squad that can take this kind of shot other than Saboslai. Only Saboslai is going to be doing that. So if you take Cody Gakpo out, who's going to be doing that? I think the issue for Liverpool basically, yes, they wanted to be playing with high tempo. I think they did. They played with a very high tempo today. I was actually surprised the speed that they were playing with. Okay, especially in the second half, there was more urgency, so they play with a lot of speed. I think the issue they have, like I said, if you play so much up the field with a lot of pressure, you're gonna get picked apart, especially when you don't have defenders. I think Liverpool, yes, they have Jeremy Jacquet. Yes, they have Araujo. Those guys are gonna be able to do a good job. Araujo is a good defender. He's a good 1v1 center back. Liverpool. I made a video about Araujo. I don't think Liverpool is gonna regret getting him. I think he's a really, really good center back that is gonna help Van Dijk and Jeremy Jacquet. Okay, you need to give Jacquet a break. You need to give Van Dijk a break. Araujo is perfect. He's going to do the basics right. He's not going to try to play from the back and none of that stuff. He's going to do the basics right. So for me, I think Liverpool, really, they need a right winger because Nguemo is supposed to be the one on the left where Cody Gakpo is. So you want to give Cody Gakpo a break, that's where you go. I think Liverpool is okay on the left. Even Florian Wirtz, he was awful today. I watched him. He was terrible. He has good churches and all that kind of stuff. He's playing in a 10, but he was terrible. Again, Florian Wirtz does not like to play in that number 10 position. He likes to play inside forward, a little wider where he's free and can cut in and can do his damage. They keep playing him as a 10. He's not going to do anything. I'm just going to say this right now. If people are expecting Florian Wirtz to be playing as a number 10 right behind the striker and he's going to be scoring and making assists, he's not going to do that. When he was at Bayer Leverkusen, I never saw him play as a 10. I never did. I saw him playing as a inside forward, especially where Cody Gakpo is. But the way Bayer Leverkusen was using Florian Wirtz, it's like they would play very narrow. They would play with three forwards, right? They would play with three forwards and play very narrow. So Florian Wirtz would be like an inside space. He had a free role. That means he was able to go everywhere in that field. You put Florian Wirtz in a 10, where he's surrounded with a whole bunch of midfielders, with Gravenberch, with Szoboszlai, and then McAllister is going to come. You're going to have McAllister there. You're going to have problems. I look at this Liverpool lineup. McAllister was on the bench today. There's nothing there. You sell Curtis Jones. You sold Curtis Jones already. They don't have enough. Liverpool just don't have enough. Because if people are complaining about, Gravenberch, when Gravenberch get injured, who is going to bring in that midfield? They don't have somebody to put in that midfield that play Gravenberch role. They don't. They don't. They have Isak. I know they have a Ekitike. Ekitike is still out, but Isak, for me, not good enough. I don't know, maybe because it's Newcastle, he's going back where he's coming from, and none of these fans at Newcastle like him. You got to the way they were booing him every touch he took today is ridiculous. I think maybe that got him a little bit, but for me, Isak is still one of the best striker in the world, if not in the Premier League, if not the world, right? So I think he's gonna get his chances. But that Cody Gakpo, for me, you have to keep Cody Gakpo. If for anything, Liverpool, instead of buying Bacola, me personally, I'll be looking at a left back. I have to go get a left back. You have to go get a right winger. Yes, I know they are linked to Yakuba Mente. They are linked to Mbaye from PSG as well. I think they're going to bring in a right winger. But Yakuba Mente is injured, right? You get it by he's 18 years old. He's not going to. How you expect him to play in Champions League and Premier League game week in and week out against defenders that just defending. They love defending. So they're going to have to get a right winger like really, really quickly. I like Ngurma, but I want the kid to play on the left in his natural position. He's not going to give you anything. Okay, this Liverpool front line, they need help. Florian Wirtz is not going to do it in that position. Szoboszlai is not going to do it in that position. Szoboszlai also like to play any three-man midfield. You want success from these guys? Play them in their natural position. Yes, Frimpong and Koke, they were in their natural position. Frimpong is not. He's not a right back. They had right back in the league, in the Premier League, like Coyote, all these guys. You could have went and bought these guys. But no, everybody's looking for the big strikers. Yes, we need strikers. Liverpool don't need an attacker. They have enough attackers. They just need a right winger. Munoz came in, very good. I like Munoz, the way he attacked, the way he was putting pressure on Luis Hall, where the penalty actually came from. He's quick. So if Victor Munoz is the right wing that they brought in, then maybe. But if you're going to spend over 100 million Bacola where you already have Cody Gakpo, he's giving you the goods. Where you already have Ngomo, he's going to be able to play there. You can also play Kokes there. Not Kokes, but Florian Wirtz. You can play Florian Wirtz on the left where he's able to come in, which is what he loves to do. But this Liverpool lineup, I don't think it's really that bad. I think it's just in that fullback position, that left back and the right back, I'm worried. Especially when Ariola is going to be saying, let's pressure. When Liverpool concede that first goal, right? When they restart the play, the amount of players that rush up the field to attack Newcastle, if Liverpool turn the ball over, there is nobody left. I think that's the concern. That's what's going to get Ariola. This is not Bournemouth. This is not Bournemouth. This is Liverpool Football Club. There's got to be clearly a strategy of how you attack him, even when you're under pressure. Because if you leave space behind and you turn the ball over, you're going to get cooked, like instantly. And that's exactly how the first goal came. They are not that bad. They just need a few players. I think the attack is fine. When Iketike comes back, Liverpool is going to be fine because they're going to have Isak, they're going to have Iketike, they're going to have Ngurma, they're going to have Cody Gakpo, they're going to have Florian Wirtz. That's a good attack. And if they go and get somebody like Mbaye or Yakuba Mente, that's a lot of attacking players already. So where does the money need to go? In fullback position, maybe in another center back position. Because I'm looking at their bench. Who do they have on their bench that we cannot recognize? McAllister was on the bench today, just coming back. Munoz on the bench. Araujo on the bench. Kumas on the bench. Who is this kid? Nobody even know him. Look at Watara. You still have Endo over there. Like, I don't understand. Stemikas. Mamas, that's really, you know, they don't, like, listen, guys. It's not going to work. As a Liverpool, as all the Liverpool fans were saying today, you know, some of the fans were saying, and like I had a soccer practice today, all the fans are basically saying Liverpool doesn't have enough. They just don't. You're going to be playing Champions League. You're going to be playing Premier League, Champions League. You got other League Cups. You got FA Cup, League Cup. That's a lot of pressure on this Liverpool side. I think Ariola needs to look at a lot of things, tactics, style of play, the players they have. Corkes, you got to figure something about Corkes. He was terrible. Man. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Liverpool was all over this guy last season. Oh, he's the best left back in the league. What are you talking about? Best left back. He was playing for Bournemouth, guys. That's who he was playing for. He was not playing for none of the top 6 team. No. He was playing for a team that was in the middle of the table, below 11th. That's where he was. And they say he was the best left back. And there you go. You brought him now. Second season, he's done. He's roasted. There's not going to be no way back. Liverpool fans are pissed. Like, honestly, some of them are just trashing him like he's not good enough. And of course, he's not good enough, especially defensively, not good enough. Offensively, he can offer you a lot of things. But defensively, when you have him, Corquez, and Frimpong, that's going to be a lot of problem. But as far as Newcastle go, they deserve to win today. They were just unlucky. I don't know how they did not win this game, but again, it's a good point for them, no matter what it is, because this squad, they're rebuilding. With the new coach, I think they're going to be fine. They're going to sign more players. There's even news now that Nico Gonzalez will be joining them maybe in the next 24 hours. So if you have Nico Gonzalez in that midfield, next to Joe Linton, you got Miley over there, I think they're going to be just fine. They are just going to be fine. They have the defenders to do the job. So Dan Burn was missing today as well. So you tell me. So that's just my take, guys. If you're new here, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe as well. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.